Hello, welcome to another video. Today I will be playing Martin again. As you can see, he has a bunch of extra queens, so he has 9 queens on the board, and I am down 64 points of material, I believe. Something like that, but yeah. I don't know if basic principles of chess apply here, but I'm gonna try to... So he has a checkmate if I don't block this square, so I've got to block that square right there so he can't checkmate me. We just gotta hope he makes a couple of stupid blunders and we win the game. Shout out also to the YouTuber Nelson who plays chess. I don't remember what his channel's called because I haven't watched it in a while, but I did get the idea from him, so I wanted to try it out for myself. I believe he ended up playing Martin with 30 queens or something like that, which is amazing if he was able to do that, which I haven't watched that video in a while, but he might have been able to do that, honestly. So Martin's just going to let me, let's see. So Martin's just going to let me take 2 queens here. And you might be able to see that the analysis is on the side. So I can see you guys can see what's going on as the game goes on, but I'm covering up the analysis with my hand. So I can't see the plus 64 for black or whatever it is. But Martin is giving me a lot of these queens. Let me see. Let me just make sure he doesn't have a checkmate, because Martin always sees mate in 1. So if he just sets up a sneaky checkmate with all these queens, then I might just lose. Let's see here. So far I've taken a bunch of queens, and he hasn't taken my knight at all. So maybe that's the winning strategy. We just keep hoping that he does that. And let's go ahead and check and try to take another queen. Let's take the queen like we planned on. Let's take this knight as well. He does finally take back one of our pieces. And now it's a plus 19 advantage for... It's still a plus 19 advantage for Martin, but his advantage has gone down significantly. We definitely can't castle here. I was tempted to castle, but he has way too many queens lined up there. So, yeah, there's a lot of pressure on that g2 pawn. Let's see what we want to do here. Because he still does have like 4 queens on the board. If we trade... I don't think trading queens would be very smart here. Let's maybe guess go for this. Okay, let's see what else do we have here. It's a good thing Martin's not very good, because if he was, then I'd be pretty much screwed in this position. But I'm lucky he's not a good player. Let's maybe fianchetto. Let's see, what's he going for here? Maybe he's going for this pawn on h2. Let's see. Well, Martin doesn't really strategize in my mind, but like, could he be going for something? Like, I don't know if it's like mate in 1 because I'm not looking at the analysis, but Okay, he does take my knight there. Kind of almost forgot about that, but I can take his knight back. But let's be careful of that queen moving over, because they could be going for a checkmate on f2 here if they stack another queen there. There's nothing to worry about yet, so let's fianchetto now. See here. So he doesn't go for that like I thought he might, but let's go here. Attack that queen. He doesn't see it. Let's go there, there. So he's giving us a lot of freebies here and helping us out with this challenge quite a lot. Let's move our bishop back now that he hasn't taken that. And let's move our queen out. And I don't really want to trade queens. I don't even know why I put myself in a position where he could possibly have traded queens. But let's trading queens here. He's still up a ton of material in my mind, so that's the thing. We just go back so he can't possibly do that queen trade, even though he probably won't. Anyway, so he leaves this queen hanging. Let's take that rook that he leaves hanging, and let's check with queen. Let's should we long castle and just risk that? I guess we will. I mean, we're here to have fun, right? Like, I didn't expect to beat Martin with, what's it called? How many queens did he have? He had like 9, right, at the start of the game. So yeah, I wasn't expecting to beat him with 9 queens. Let's go check, and he still has a significant amount of pieces. Even though I've taken all his pieces, he still has 2 queens left. So let's go here. Looks like we may be able to get this done, because he gave us a bunch of queens at the start, so that's lucky for us. Let's go here. Should we take his other queen? Take that. Let's move our rook into the game. Let's go check. He blocks with the queen. Should we trade that and then let's check? And he moves out of the way and gives us the queen for free. Although let me make sure that's not a stalemate. Oh, what a sneaky trick by our friend Martin. Oh, it looked like a stalemate to me if I took the queen, but he can take my rook still. I almost thought Martin played a sneaky move where I would have stalemated him if I took this queen, but it's not a stalemate because he can take my rook still. And then let's make sure we don't stalemate again. Let's go with a check here. And let's go. And just a important note for endgames, if you're in an endgame with somebody and you're worried about stalemating them because you have a bunch of pieces and they just have their king, a good thing to do is just make sure every move is a check, because then you couldn't possibly stalemate someone if every move is a check. And sometimes it's not possible, but most of the time it is. So now I know in my mind he always has G1, H2 to move to, as long as I don't defend those squares with something. So maybe I can just promote and then get an easy checkmate. So I don't have to worry about trying to checkmate him with my, even though I maybe could, I don't have to worry about checkmating him with just my queen and my bishop. Let's see, so he does have, I'm looking to see if he has a move, and he does have H1 or G1 with his king, so let's do that. And I can go here with my queen because he has H1. And do I have a checkmate? Yeah, I do. Checkmate. Okay, so we did beat Martin, even though he started off the game with 9 queens. And the funny thing is, we ended the game with more queens than we started, and he ended we ended the game with 2 queens, and he ended the game with no queens, even though he started off with a 9-1 queen advantage. But thank you for joining me, and goodbye.